ATN outside the box. You know what it is. Discernment starts in the lab, baby. Let's get it. You know, many times we see old stories or old movies, or you see things happen in society where they do lab rats. They take lab rats, they teach them all these things, and they put these, they force them to make these decisions while they're inside the cage based on stuff they put out there. They teach them things, and before you know it, I can't get into great detail about it, but before you know it, the lab is doing the desired behavior based on what the laboratory attendant was doing with the mouse in the cage, right? So with that said, I was just thinking about this, as I thought about the men of purpose and how men are to teach and share life with their offspring and with the young, or with the youth of the world. And how that happens is we got to start with that in the lab. Where's the lab for us humans? At home, at the house. We start that at the house. We don't have to worry about some of the things that take place that go on societally amongst the generation that come after us. Now, this is raw and uncut because I'm not doing any production today. This is just me talking to you, sharing life, and got to get this point across to you. And that's this. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5 talks about love you God with all your heart. It's the greatest command, one of the greatest commandments. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. And then it jumps down to verse 7 in that same chapter. And it says, you shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk to them when you sit in your house. And also, not just when you sit in your house, but when you walk by the way, or when you lie down, or when you rise up. So that means our children in our lab should be taught. We should steer the rudder of the ship and get them to go a certain direction by showing them how to conduct themselves. Many times we look in society and we don't understand why we see people doing such senseless things, or why young people are doing crazy things, or even during riots, you see different things happening. You see people making decisions that they shouldn't be making. We don't always understand that, but it started in the lab. The decision making, the curving of the mind, the way that they make decisions, the discerning of decision making, all started in the lab. If we are teaching these aspects of life to our children in the lab, then the desired behavior, as we talked about with the mice or the rat or whatever you want to call it, or the hamster, will soon come to pass. We don't have to worry about whether they're going to make good decisions. We don't have to worry about if they're going to be able to discern of what situations may be good or bad for them. We don't have to be concerned if they're going to choose the right friends, choose the right spouse, because they learned it in the lab. And when they're in the lab, we can, as God says, talk to them before they go to bed at night about these things. Talk to them about it when they rise up. If these things are tied as a bow around our home, then our kids will make solid decisions. The generation that comes after us will make solid decisions, and God will have his way on the earth. As you know how we do it. You know how we get down. You know why we do it. We got a world to impact, baby. It's ATN from outside the box. You know what it is. Let's get it. Signing off.